to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host, Judy Mannings, and today's session is with Health Educator Jerri Haslem. Folks, we want to remind you that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus and their families. AARP Alabama is committed to offering opportunities for people to stay active from the comfort of their own home. The Mindful Movement series provides a virtual option to keep moving. Hi, Jared. What do you have in store for us today?
Hi, Judy. We are going to move. We're going to use weights. And I've got to say this and remind myself. Sometimes with the holidays that are approaching, we have parties, we have a lot more desserts and family time, and we've got to continue to move even doing that. So we got to move.
You know, you're so right, Jerry, and it is important to move. So I just want to remind everybody that before you begin any exercise routine, you should consult with your physician to be sure it's safe to participate. All right, Jerry, let's get started because we got to get working so we can work throughout the Thanksgiving holiday. So I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. Thank you so much. I want to say good morning. And before we get started, I want us to really understand what are our goals this holiday season. And I say that because sometimes we'll do things and we'll say, well, I'll just start over or I'll get back on track in the new year. But I want you to think about resetting that attitude and being a little bit more mindful in your activities from now until the end of the year. I know it may sound cliche, but this is my request from you. Every day, give yourself at least 10 minutes. And when I say 10, well, really, I'm going to say 15, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. 15 minutes is only 1% of your day. You owe that to yourself. So every day from now to the end of the year, I want you to make a commitment to yourself to address your health at least 15 minutes a day. Think about it. It's only 1%. And I know sometimes we're working still from home. Sometimes we're hybrid. And some of us have just made a decision that we can actually do our jobs from home. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you're at home, you still need to move. That's sitting all day, because when you were at the office, you may have gotten up and walked over to, pull something off of the copier or consult with one of your colleagues. So you probably moved more when you were at the office. So whether you're working from home, whether you're hybrid, from this day on, I want you for the remainder of the year to give yourself 15 minutes because you owe it to yourself. We are going to stand up. So if you're sitting down, I want you to stand up. And the first thing I want you to do is just to take your feet, maybe hip distance apart, and drop your hands. I want you to stand up nice and tall, inhale all the way up from your abs, and just blow it out and relax those shoulders. Inhale again for me. Come on. Inhale deep. Blow it up and out. I want you to inhale one more time. Inhale deep and blow it up and out. And this is what I want us to do. We're going to be doing mindful movement, again, 15 minutes a day for the rest of the year. Again, you may be traveling, you may be shopping, and sometimes those things can add stress that we don't even realize. If you're trying to catch a flight, if you're driving, whatever, those things impact our bodies. So it's not even a matter of you trying to run or walk. I just want you to take time to understand that self-care, that movement is important. It doesn't have to be rigorous, but I need you moving, and I need you to actually put yourself on your own calendar, okay? Again, we're decreasing the stress. We're not eating every dessert that comes our way, and we're moving. That's going to be our goal. Last time, inhale and blow it up and out. Now, if you have weights today, great. If you don't, that's fine as well. You can use your own body as your resistance. I'm going to just grab these weights right here by me, okay? I've got some little weights right here, and it doesn't matter. You know, I always say you can use canned goods, you can use a bottle of water. And I want you just to drop those weights, and we're going to start literally from our wrists. And I just want you to rotate those wrists. I was about to say your ankles. I know, right? Sometimes I get my body parts confused, but we're going to rotate them. We're just going to rotate them. And when you do that, I want you to actually feel that. I don't know if you heard that, almost like a little pop with me. And that's fine. Sometimes we don't take time to move that body, all of it, okay? Now let's take it the other way. Just rotating. You'd be surprised what that can do for you. I'm literally just rotating from my wrist, and I can feel that all the way up my forearm, all the way up, all the way to my shoulder. Okay? Now right here, I want us to think about this. We're just going to simply do what we call hammer curls. So we're going to bring the arms up and squeeze it down. And when you do that, I want you to think about that body part, that bicep. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. That is a muscle. So let's use it. Let's do 8 of those. We're just going straight up and down. And when you do this, pull that belly button in. Let's get a 2 for 1. Come on. I think I need 5 more. You know, sometimes I don't count correctly. It's okay. Give me 4 more. It's 4. It's 3. It's 2. It's 1. Okay? Doing just our bicep. Now I'm going to take my elbows and bring them into the side of my body. And I'm not going to roll my wrist right here. I'm simply going to take my arms and I'm going to bring it up and just level. They don't go all the way back down, okay? So they're here. This is going to be our starting position, okay? And let's just pull it in. Think about that muscle and squeeze it. Give me a smile. You know, I always ask you for that, okay? I want 4 more right here. It's 4. It's 3. It's 2. And it's 1, and bring it down. And when you're doing these, I want to encourage you to do multiple sets. I know sometimes when we do this segment, we may be doing 1 or 2 sets, but understand you can do multiple sets and you can change the rhythm of that. You can sometimes go slow, sometimes go a little bit faster. I don't want you swinging your arms. I want you to always be in control of the movement, okay? So right here, again, this is our starting position. We're going to go just a little bit faster, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let it all the way down, working the bicep, okay? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look down. I'm going to bring my legs in some, pull my belly button, and I'm going to look down, hinging from my hips. And when I do that, I'm just going to take those arms out. And when I do that, I can feel that all the way as if I'm squeezing my back muscles together. Okay, so you're looking down. We're going to do 8. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And sit up. Okay, so again, it's not a pinch, it's a squeeze, pulling your back together when you do that, okay? Now right here, we're going to take the arms up as if we're our own little goal post here, okay? And what we're going to do, we're simply going to take from our elbows and bring it back, squeezing that back. Belly button is in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and I'm going to bring it down. And when I do that move, I want you to think about moving your entire arm. It's just not your hands. It's not just your elbow. Everything goes back, okay? So you're squeezing back. So it's not your elbow. It's not your hand. It's the full arm itself. It goes back. When you're doing that, you're opening up that chest, you're squeezing, and you got lymph nodes up under there. So guess what? You know how sometimes maybe you've had a shot and sometimes it'll swell. It needs to make sure that it's open and it's moving. So you're squeezing. So not only your muscles and your arms, you got all kind of things that can help that body move when you're doing that. Just think about that. Sometimes not even moving, just holding something. If you just held your hand out there and you squeeze, you can feel that. So those are the kind of things that I want you to be more mindful of when you're moving. Being intentional when you stand up, using all of your body to standing up, not just pushing, but lifting as well, okay? So right here, we're gonna do our lean over again and use that back. So I'm leaning over from my hips. I'm hinging from my hips. My head goes forward, but it's because I'm hinging at the hips, okay? I'm gonna take those arms back 8 times. Let's go. We're looking down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Now I'm going to place these weights. I'm just going to put them right here by me, but I have to weigh enough so I don't fall over them because that would be a good move right there. And what I'm going to do now is with my lower body. And what I want you to think about is sometimes bending, holding, lifting, and squeezing. All of those, again, are movements. And what we can do, we can incorporate our balance when we do that. So we're just going to take that foot out. We're going to stand up. You can place your hands right here at your bottom of your hips. You're standing up nice and tall, almost like you're your own balance beam. And right here, and if you need to hold on to something, please do so. The wall, the door, or whatever. No, absolutely no shame if you're doing that. Right here, I'm going to bring that leg up, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a balance, okay? There we go. I'm engaging my abs. I'm holding the leg up. I'm going to try to hold it here for maybe like 4 or 5 seconds, maybe even more. And when I do that, I'm engaging the leg that's on the floor. I'm squeezing it. The knee is not locked out. I'm squeezing from my hips, from my glutes, okay? And I'm going to place that leg down. When you do that, you'll be surprised how you get that little bit of a burn just holding your body, doing stuff like that. And one side may be more balanced and may be more comfortable than the other. Just human nature, and it's okay. You could be left-handed or right-handed, okay? So I'm gonna take the opposite leg out, okay? And when I do, I'm gonna try to adjust with my balance, because you'd be surprised, and you may have heard people say someone twisted their ankle or they broke their ankle from stepping off of something that might have been low. It could have been a curb, and they stepped off the wrong way, and their balance just wasn't there, okay? So right here, I'm gonna lift this leg up. I'm gonna try to hold it. Now this side, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's shaking a little bit, and it's okay. And guess what? If I need to hold on, I will. Absolutely no shame in doing that. I've got this leg up, my 90 degrees, and I'm gonna put it down. And I know you know, I said today, we're moving. Sometimes when you move and you have strength added to that, it's a different type of move. It's a different type of burn, if that makes sense. So it doesn't have to be just cardio for you to have movement, for you to increase that body. If you know, you need your balance, you need your strength, you need all of those things, okay? So let's do that again. Opposite leg, we're gonna take it out, and then we're gonna bring it up. And when we do, trust me, whatever your 90 degrees is yours, no one else's. Giving myself a little bit of a balance and a little bit of a burn, trying to hold it for 4 or 5 seconds, or sometimes even more, and then I'm gonna place it down. And if you do that correctly, you're gonna feel that right here in the front of that leg, on that thigh. It's almost as if it warms up. It's hard to describe it, but trust me, you'll feel it, okay? Let's take the other leg. Come on, let's take it out, and then let's pick it up as well. When we do, again, it's our balance. It's still movement. Trust me. I got that little wobble going with my ankle, and it's okay. Holding it up there and placing it back down, okay? Now, I'm going to take my legs out. I'm just going to you can put your hands on your waist on your hips or just by your side. And we're just going to alternate stepping the leg out. And when we do that, we can add to it or just stepping it out. And we can add. So understand what I do. So many variations, so many modifications you can add to it. You're like, that's not high enough for me. You can add a little hop to it, okay? So give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And of course, you can speed it up, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna crouch just a little bit, pulling that belly button in. And when I do that, I'm gonna lift the leg up and bring it down. I'm not throwing the leg out, I'm lifting it up so it's my inner thigh and outer thigh that's getting that. Because again, you don't walk sideways, you walk forward and backwards, okay? So sometimes our inner thigh and outer thigh, you just naturally don't work them as much, okay? So again, pulling my belly button in, sitting down just a little bit of crouch, putting the weight in my heels and in my hips, and I'm gonna take this leg out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now trust me, sometimes you have to fight for that balance. And it may seem like it's a small move, it's a little move. Never underestimate that. Anytime you're giving yourself you're unbalancing your body, understand it's working. The muscles are firing and they're saying, wait, I've got to make adjustments, okay? So let's do that to the other side. Let's go with 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? Again, just taking the leg out. It's a little bit of a squat when you do that and bringing it up. And if we want to do more of a deeper squat, we take our legs out, they're hip distance apart. It doesn't matter if it's a little squat or if you go all the way down, working quads, glutes, abs, as well as your belly button when you pull it in. And when you do that, you're not going forward, you're going down. So I want you to imagine if you had a chair behind you and you're just going to tap on that chair and pull it up. A little bit of a squat. And sometimes people will say, oh, that's hurting my knees. You don't want those knees to collapse and you're going forward. You want that weight in the back of your hips and heels. And guess what? It can be ever so small, okay? This is not a competition. This is not trying to see how far you can go. This is working that body intentionally, okay? Let's do 8 of them. 8, 7, slightly look up, 6, 5, keep those legs out. 4, sometimes I move the count. 3, 2, and 1, and bring it up, okay? Another move that I want to give you, and it is very, very basic, but if you're having meetings back to back, you can literally stand up from your desk, your chair, and you can march in place. You can march in place, just march in place. And if you want to, you say, well, you know what, Jerri, I want to add my arms to it. You can pull your heels up when you do that. Just bring your heels up. So you can do calf raises. You can do that. So you can march in place. Let's say we march in place 10 times. And after we march in place 10 times, we can pull our heels up 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's say you wanted to get even more cardio in doing that. You can alternate your arms as if they're windmills, taking it up. And then if you wanted to, you can add your calves. So what I want you to understand, the things that we do, we can always make them more intense. Just taking it up. We're still in place. So we may have just a small amount of space when we do this, but we can do these windmills with our arms and bring our heels up and still get that heart rate up just by moving. It could be a 5-minute break. You could be in a meeting, you have another meeting. You may only have 3 minutes. Take 30 seconds to march in place. Take 30 seconds to give yourself some heel, just lifting that heel up, or these windmills. But what I've got to beg of you is to give yourself every day 1% of you to you, addressing your health. So often people will ask, what's your 5-year plan? We may talk about our 5-year plan when it comes to our career or our finances, but we never add health to that. Just think about it. What's your 5? Oh, I want to be the CEO. I want to be this. I want to be that. Job related. Oh, I want to retire. Oh, I want to go on a trip. I want to save money. But what's your health? What is that? And I don't mean what's your look of health physically. What is your health? We may know how much money we have in our savings account, but do you know what your cholesterol is? Do you know what your blood pressure is? What are you doing for your health and that mindful movement? Because again, just little bitty things add up. Okay. So today, 15 minutes for the remainder of the year, you owe it to yourself. You think about goals, think about your health goal. And this is what I'm gonna ask you. Don't think about your health goal as a weight. Think about your health goal in other numbers. You know that your temperature should be 98.6. What about your cholesterol? What about your blood pressure? What about your HDL? Those are the kinds of numbers that are internal that tell us more about our health than anything. Okay, so I've enjoyed it. The holidays, they're here. The parties, they're here. The invitations, they're here. Don't go to that party hungry. Okay, so I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. We're going to ask Judy to come on back and join us, and again, keep moving. So Judy, I want.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you so much. It is important that we move, and as we get closer to the holidays, we really and truly got to stay on top of our game. So, those minutes every day that we need to dedicate in doing so, let's just stick to it. And we want to take this opportunity and thank each of you for participating this morning. Remember, you can join Mindful Movement every Tuesday, each Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So have a great Tuesday morning and don't forget to keep moving. Goodbye.